Purdue Northwest Pride take home win number 10 in Game 1. They look for the doubleheader sweep as we're all set to go again in Game number 2. With that, we welcome you back in on Flow College. My name is Cal Freeman. Brendan Shinilowski, my producer today. Happy you're with us here on a Sunday afternoon. The sun's starting to poke through down the right field line as the Pride look for the doubleheader sweep. Purdue Northwest keeps its same defense from Game 1. Let's give you the Purdue Northwest lineup. In the outfield, Giordano, Madura, and Barkowskis from left to right. Emma Fair, who had both RBIs in Game 2, starts at third. Kylie Dugan at second. Maya Stuckey at second. Kylie Dugan's at short. Hannah Rafferty-Flatter at first. Grace Wilson is the catcher. For the John A. Logan transfer, Haley Sharmett, who takes the hill for the Pride in Game 2. The junior from South Bend, Indiana, has had an up-and-down start to life in Division II. Coming off one of her best starts a couple of weeks ago against Wayne State. She threw 6 1/3 of 3-hit baseball. Gave up 2 runs in the Detroit area. She was perfect through 4 1/3, but wound up giving up the walk-off single in a 7-inning loss. Ferris State makes 2 changes, not to the top of their lineup. For the second straight game, Abby Meyer leads it off for the visiting Bulldogs. Back underway at 2:01. Temperatures have warmed up a mild bit to 63 degrees. Overcast skies with winds blowing to right field as we open up Game 2. Full numbers for Sharmett. Her 7th start of the season. She's thrown 45 1/3 plus, 2-6 with a 5.56 ERA. Off the hands and fouled off. On top of the Pride dugout. Part of a John A. Logan Vols team in JUCO Region 24 that won the regular season championship, went 33-3 in their conference last year. She had 5 double-digit strikeout performances and got off to a great start in her Purdue Northwest career. Went 7 up, 7 down against Minnesota State Moorhead. Gave up just 4 hits in a complete game debut. Line drive to left, put away by Kylie Madura. 1 up and 1 down as we open up Game 2. Purdue Northwest blanked the Bulldogs in Game 1, held Ferris State to just 6 hits, but they did hit 3 doubles in Game 1. Here's Jaden Joseph, everyday second baseman for Ferris State. She went 1 for 3 with a single, was caught stealing in our opener today. Someone who had to earn her way into this Bulldogs 9 from the day she stepped in on campus. Head coach Jake Schumann mentioned in an article with Ferris.edu that she was supposed to be the backup second baseman. Wound up earning a spot in left field for how good she was at the plate. Went on to win GLIAC Freshman of the Year. Hit .278 last season as a sophomore. And is beamed to turn herself on here in Game 2. Ferris State started Game 2 the brighter of the 2 teams, despite giving up the early run. A couple of early doubles. They got runners into scoring position early. Wound up leaving 3 runners in scoring position in Game 1. And are now 20-13 on the season, 9-8 in GLIAC play. Strike 1 to Alexis Kozlowski. She's now 3 for 8 against Purdue Northwest this season. Singled her last time up in Game 1. Set her career high in RBI against the Pride earlier this season. 6 RBI in a 12-6 win over Purdue Northwest. But the Pride have won the last 2. Line drive out to right center. Barkowskis gets back to it. Purdue Northwest now leads the all-time series 19-11. against the Bulldogs. Here's Maddie Geekus. Most impressive Bulldog in game one. Geekus was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Had a leadoff double in the 7th, which helped bring the tying run to the plate for Ferris State, but they couldn't execute. Runner goes for second. Throw down by Grace Wilson is off. Stolen base for Jaden Joseph. She was caught stealing in game one. Grace Wilson can't do the same here in game two. A nice 69th stolen bag for the Bulldogs this season. 3-0. Someone who's coming off a career year in every metric last season. Average, hits, RBI, and a 4-pitch walk to start game two. Second free pass given up by Charlotte, which has been a black eye. She's walked 44 batters this season across now 46 plus innings. Batters are only hitting .289 against the JUCO transfer, who deals a first pitch low to Bailey McAllister. A highly dependent on senior in the Detroit area last year at Allen Park High, and the everyday shortstop for Ferris State in her freshman season. Coming off a 6 for 9 weekend, drove in 5 RBI. Dribbler back to the circle. Scooped low by Sharmat. She dances in and out of trouble. Ferris State gets 2 on. Can't bring either one home. We'll meet the Pride 9 when we come back here on Flo College.
Right on 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Buried it!
Here comes the shot.
Go!
The starting lineup for fifth-year head coach Tristan Zink and the Purdue Northwest Pride. Leading off, the center fielder Kylie Madura, hitting second, the shortstop Kylie Dugan, and the third spot, the catcher, number 27, Grace Wilson. The middle of the order is Emma Fair, Olivia Hernandez, and Darcy Barkowskis, rounded out by Hannah Rafferty-Flatter, Juliana Giordano, and Maya Stuckey. The face-off with the Davenport transfer Cecilia Bell, who makes her 11th start for Ferris State. She's been one of the big reasons why Bulldogs pitching has been so good here in 2025. First pitch grounded to third, 1 pitch, 1 out. The Bulldogs entered today's doubleheader with the 4th best ERA of any GLIAC team. They get a lot of soft contact, don't necessarily strike batters out, but induce a lot of groundouts, and that has been Bell's MO this season. Only 31 strikeouts through 76 2/3 innings coming into today. She is 6-4 with a 2.83 ERA and a whip at 1.3, meaning she only allows a little over 1 runner in any, if that. 1-0 on Kylie Dugan. Dugan was 0 for 4 in game 1, struck out twice, a rare 0 for her. Moves down 1 spot in the lineup card, but Purdue Northwest keeps the same 9 from that 2-0 win. Dugan rolls it over to third. Verbeek again. Give you the Bulldogs' defensive alignment here in game 2. Geekus, Gillard, and Kish, the outfield from left to right. Verbeek, who's been busy here in this first inning, plays at the hot corner with Bailey McAllister at short. Jaden Joseph at second, Kozlowski at first, and Meyer moves into the catcher spot in place of Emily Killian. Here is Grace Wilson. 2 for 3, scored the second run for Purdue Northwest in game 1. For her last 16 at the plate in her last 6 games. She's now on a 7-game hitting streak. Junior out of Plainfield, Indiana, who finished last year playing her worst softball of the year. She was hitless in her last 5 games. Before 2025, her last hit was March 10th, 2024. 1-1 hammered. Left field and deep. Geekus twisting, turning, and putting it away. It got caught up in the wind, and Purdue Northwest goes down in order in their first. No score as we head to the second here on Flo College. No score as we head to the second. Bulldogs put 2 on via free passes in the top half of the first. Emma Gilliard, Brooklyn Verbeek, and Riley Kish will get their first cracks here in game 2. Cal Friedman here for Flo College. Haley Sharmett back to the hill. First pitch strike to open up the second to Emma Gilliard. 0 for 3 in game 1. Put the ball in play all 3 times she came up. Just couldn't find a patch of grass on what is a windy Sunday afternoon here from Dowling Park. That last fly ball by Wilson in the bottom of the first looked great off the bat, but the winds are blowing in right now towards home plate, meaning you got to keep the ball down right now if you're a hitter on a day where pitchers are really favored. 0-2. Now, of course, Purdue Northwest is a team that comes into this season having to replace its 2 star pitchers from a year ago, Gabby Poliska and Madison Group, who both graduated last May. The 2 combined to make 24 of the Purdue Northwest 25 starts in GLIAC conference. Group was all conference a year ago. When I talked with head coach Tristan Zink before the season, she said when you have 2 senior pitchers that have done it for a while in this conference, you sometimes take it for granted as a coach. Told me earlier this week that that's been a lot of what Purdue Northwest has been trying to get right, is starting pitching, and you saw it in game 1 with Rylan Gick. We'll see if Haley Sharmett can conjure up the goods here in game 2. 2-2, bounce to the right side, scooped by Stuckey. Now Sharmett's expected to be the ace coming into this season. 160 strikeouts across 123 innings in JUCO ball and a career 1.7 ERA in the NJCAA. First pitch fought off by Brooklyn Verbeek. And she's definitely had highs and lows to start her Purdue Northwest career. You look back at opening day, worked a lot of ground balls, someone who really works best when she keeps her pitches down. And is very good at attacking east-west on batters. It's a good spot to miss on 0-1. So Brooklyn Verbeek, hitless in game 1, struck out twice. It was pinch hit 4 to close up that win for the Pride. Purdue Northwest is now 10-26-1 this season. 5-12 in the GLIAC, currently tied with Roosevelt for 7th. We're in game 4 of a 6-game homestand here at Dowling Park. Fly ball out of play up the line. Charmotte's best baseball a year ago came in April, when she posted a .57 ERA, only 4 earned runs across 49 innings. She went 6-1 for John A. Logan. Purdue Northwest is hoping that she can conjure up the same here in this April of 2025. She's gotten off to a fine start. 2-2 on Verbeek. Popped up, heading over us. On the netting behind us. 4-sport complex if you've ever come over to Dowling Park. The baseball field is directly to my left. Tennis courts to the northwest of me. 2-2. Verbeek takes. Just missed low and away. That is a stone-cold take by the third baseman to stay alive. Bulldogs still looking for their first hit here in game 2. 3-2, popped up a mile in the air, heading into the spectators. And then directly behind me, there is a netting that spans down both foul lines to protect any softballs from venturing onto the soccer field. But right now, all eyes are on the softball pitch. Line drive to left. Giordano makes the catch cap high. She took a good beat on that line drive from Verbeek, who battled well, but is the second out here in the second. Now Riley Kish. Returning to the fray, hasn't appeared a whole ton for FSU this season. Senior from Allen Park, Michigan. She was 2 for 18 a season ago, drove in 2 across 19 appearances. And is quickly down 0-2. Nice up ball by Charmotte. Works a lot of swings and misses with that pitch, and now holds the cards. Can do whatever she wants on 0-2. Wind persistent here in Hammond. 1-2. In the air to center. Maduro drops back. 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs in the second. Strong start for Charmotte. We head to the bottom half. Still scoreless here on Flo College.
Crazy Kaplan's Fireworks.
Hi, I'm Greg Kaplan. Most of you know me as Crazy Kaplan. I started in the basement of my house with the vision of someday running my own fireworks business. Crazy Kaplan's Fireworks prides itself on taking care of you, the customer. Our largest fireworks store is located at Exit 5, Klein, and 8094 in Hammond. These showrooms right now are jam-packed. Because we import and buy volume, we can offer fireworks at huge savings and pass it on to the customer. Our selection will blow you away. As the saying goes,
Pride went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, looking to get their bats going here in game 2. With the girl who drove in both Pride RBI in game 1, it's Emma Fair. Fair, Hernandez, and Markowskis due up to face off with the sophomore Cecilia Bell. 3 right-on-right matchups to begin the bottom of the second. Fair with an excuse me swing up the third base line. Verbeek on to first. If you missed game 1 earlier today, a game that lasted just 1 hour and 33 minutes, Pride took the lead off an RBI single and error combination by Emma Fair. And then an RBI double by Fair helped the Pride put it away. Ryland Gick with a 99-pitch complete game shutout for her 5th complete game of the season. Oli Hernandez takes a strike. Oli extended her on-base streak with a walk in her 2nd plate appearance in Game 1. But it did snap a 6-game hitting streak for the DP. Popped up on the infield dirt. The wind pushes it away from Kozlowski. They're consistently blowing in towards us at home plate, occasionally pushing down the first base line, and that time had an effect on the Ferris State catcher and first baseman. 0-2. A lot of Purdue Northwest hits in Game 1 were via ground balls. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Pride in Game 1, but they did leave 8 on base. 1-2. Hernandez again stays alive. Nice play in the dugout by one of the Pride backups. Hernandez came in today hitting .353, which leads Purdue Northwest. 33 hits this season. 1-2 in the air to left center. Geekus makes the catch. Strong start for Cecilia Bell, who pitched in both games yesterday against Grand Valley State, got the win in Game 1, took the loss in Game 2. Combined 7 2/3 plus, giving up just 1 earned run on 8 hits. Half-hearted swing by Darcy Balkowskis. 1-2-3 for the Pride in the 2nd. Both teams still looking for its first hits as we go to the 3rd here on Flow College.
Laborers Local 41, together with Indiana Laborers Training Center and our signatory employers, provide state-of-the-art instruction in all areas of the construction industry, from hazardous material handling and environmental remediation to road construction and highway safety. Remember to slow down in construction zones and that the Local 41 members working there are mothers, fathers, coaches, and mentors. Laborers Local 41. We build Indiana in more ways than one. Laborers Local 41, together with Indiana Laborers Training Center and our signatory employers, provide state-of-the-art instruction in all areas of the construction industry, from hazardous
9-1-2 for FSU in the 3rd. Addison Wengler, who was a substitute in Game 1, will get her first opportunity here today in Game 2 before handing it off to the top of the lineup, Abby Meyer and Jaden Joseph. Haley Sharmutz retired the last 4 that she's faced coming into the 3rd and starts it off with a strike at the bottom of the zone. Wengler, a freshman out of Gaylord, Michigan, 1 for 4, had a couple of RBI last weekend. One against Roosevelt, 1 against Parkside. Bulldogs played all 4 of their games back in Ferris. They swept Roosevelt 7-1 and 4-1 respectively. Their bats came to life against the Rangers, outscoring Parkside 14-6 last Sunday. They're still looking for their first runs here at Dowling Park today. 2-1 smashed but foul. Wengler, the DP, hitting .231 with a pair of RBIs so far this season. She's become more involved in GLIAC play. Didn't have a hit in non-conference. Full count to open up the 3rd. Missed low. Leadoff walk for Ferris State. always can be trouble when you walk the leadoff batter, and especially where Ferris State will have the opportunity to pinch run. It'll be Jazzle Withers who will pinch run at first base. So the DP eligible to return to this game after this first replacement. Third-year head coach Jake Schulman, who's gone on an odyssey of a Division I journey before coming into Division II, making his first change here in Game 2. Schulman now 68 and 73 in his third year with the Bulldogs. Line drive to center by Abby Meyer. There's the first hit here in Game 3. She has been great today. She is now 3 for 5 over this doubleheader. And Purdue Northwest will go to its bullpen. Charmotte's day is done. First pitching change of the day for the Pride. We'll get the new arm when we come back.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Kyle Dempsey in Hammond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's the freshman Abby Bond who comes on for the Pride. Haley Charmotte surrenders the first two batters on. It's Jazzle Withers pinch running at second, and Abby Meyer at first. Jaden Joseph will dig in for the Bulldogs. She shows bunt, puts it down. Everyone's gonna reach. Miscommunication by Rafferty Flatter. An infield hit loads the bases for the Bulldogs. A rude awakening into the ball game for the freshman. Bond's making her 13th appearance of the season, leads the Pride with a 4.36 ERA. Has walked 38 and struck out 34. Kozlowski takes the first pitch up and out. The graduate from Andrean High School, a 1.59 ERA in high school out of St. John, Indiana. 1-0. Kozlowski in the air, shallow left. Giordano into foul ground, makes the catch deep enough for the runner to tag, but it actually dropped out of her glove. It's 1-1. She slid out in foul ground to try and make the play. I sort of lose my vision if she gets too deep in towards the corner because I'm obstructed by the Pride dugout. But it is 1-1. Kozlowski came in today with 27 RBI. And now holds the Cards up 2-1. Had an RBI yesterday in that split against Grand Valley State. The reigning GLIAC freshman of the year. 48 RBI a season ago. 3-1. Withers at third, Meyer at second, Joseph at first. Nowhere to put Kozlowski. 1-0 Ferris State. Finally, the Bulldogs on the board. Bases loaded walk for Kozlowski. Four straight Bulldogs have reached here in the visitors' third. Here's Maddie Geekus. Walked her first time up on 4 pitches. She's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles in this doubleheader. Right now, the Bulldogs taking until Bond starts to find the zone. And on a windy day like this, where the ball is not carrying, it might not be the worst idea. 2-1. Geekus was 1 for 2 against Purdue Northwest earlier this season. Had an RBI in that 12-6 win. Bond has struggled with walks this season, walking 39 across 43-plus innings. 3-1, chopped foul. Someone who was so good last season at getting on base. Never went more than 2 games without failing to reach base in her junior year. Bond's 3-2. Geekus puts it back to the circle. Bond comes home to get the first. That's all they'll get. Gotta start somewhere if you're Purdue Northwest. Meyer retired at the plate. So Geekus reaches for the second time, but is now 0 for 1. Bailey McAllister. Strike on the outer half. Grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. She's 0 for 3 with a walk in this doubleheader. Up ball missed away. She had her second multi-hit game of the season against Purdue Northwest back in March. Went 2 for 4 in game 1. Had a couple of RBI. Ground ball to the left side. Gloved by Dugan. Flip over to third, but that'll play to run for the Bulldogs. RBI fielder's choice for McAllister, and Ferris State doubles its lead. Joseph trots in from third. Every Bulldog who has come up has reached here in this inning. They've got 2 runs on 2 hits. Gillard takes high and away. Bond trying to stop the bleeding here in the visitors' third. He's got a little too much spin, a little too much velocity out of the pen early. Trying to find a way to deal with the sophomore. 26 RBI this season for the lefty hitter. Slammed behind home plate. A remarkable hitter in 2024. She had an 825 OPS. A true 5-tool player. Hit for average. Led the Bulldogs in stolen bases and plays a mean center field. She's hit 2 home runs here in 2025, including 1 against the Pride. 2-2. Two pitch. Full count. Dangerous opportunity here for Ferris State. Geekus is off second. McAllister off first after the fielder's choices. Both will be in motion here on the payoff pitch. 3-2 away. Bases loaded again. Third walk of the inning for Ferris State. So the Bulldogs with a chance to balloon the lead. Here's Brooklyn Verbeek. Fastball misses away. She entered today as hot as any Bulldog. Had a 4-game hitting streak snapped in game 1, but still has 7 hits over her last 5 games. 1-0 through the middle. Kikis scores. McAllister coming home. No sleep till Brooklyn. It's 4-0. Brooklyn Verbeek drives in 2, and the Bulldogs have exploded here in the 3rd inning. Straight FSU players have reached, and they've hit arounds here in this 3rd inning for Riley Kish. Held scoreless in 9 consecutive frames, no more here at Dowling Park. 0-1 drops into the zone. Kish flew out to center her first time up. 4 runs, 3 of which against Bond. One, 2. Weekly hit rolled to the right for Stuckey. 4 runs on 3 hits for Ferris State in the 3rd. They've got their first lead of this doubleheader. Bases loaded walk for Kozlowski, fielder's choice RBI for McAllister, and a 2-run single by Brooklyn Verbeek. We'll be right back with more here on Flow College.
There's a lot at stake in the manufacturing process. Rightly so. Your business serves a vital and important part within your industry segment.
I welcome you to take a closer look at Hammond Machine Works and consider us for your next project.
There's a lot at stake in the manufacturing process. Rightly so. Your business serves a vital and important part within your industry segment.
I welcome you to take a closer look.
Purdue Northwest playing from behind for the first time in this doubleheader. It'll be the bottom of the order. Hannah Rafferty-Flatter will set it going for PNW. Cal Friedman here for Flow College on an overcast, windy day. Starting to warm up here in April. But now it's the Pride Bats who need to heat up. Pride have gone 6 up and 6 down against Cecilia Bell. They've put the ball in play every single time. 4 groundouts, 2 flyouts so far for the Pride Bats. Rafferty-Flatter 0 for 3 in game 1 today. Struck out twice. A phenomenal hitter out of Glenbard South High School in Illinois. Hit .441 as a junior and was described on the Shawn Local News Network as Glenbard South's top returning player heading into her senior year. Went on to be named 2nd team 3A for Glenbard South under 17th year head coach Julia Fonda. Struck out north of 160 batters over each of her last 2 seasons in high school. Primarily a pitcher, but is starting to get cracks at first base for this Pride team. This is her 9th start at first here in 2025. She is 3 for 16 overall. Bell's 1-2 on the inside corner. 7 up and 7 down for Cecilia. First strikeout of the day for Bell. It's not her MO. Only 32 strikeouts all season. Here's Giordano. Opting to dress a little warmer here for game 2. 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch in game 1. She's hitless over her last 4 games. For the freshman from Lockport. Dribble to the middle of the infield. Snow coned by Joseph. So it's 8 up and 8 down to start game 2 for PNW. We'll see if Maya Stuckey has anything to say about that. Senior second baseman from Indiana. Has a really hunched over stance. It restricts the strike zone and allows her to get a lot of soft contact, which she used perfectly in game 1. A couple of infield singles. She went 2 for 2 with a walk. She has had a phenomenal weekend here at Dowling Park. She is 6 for 8 after delivering 4 hits yesterday against Davenport. Had an RBI single yesterday in the 6th inning in that 7-5 loss. Remember, yesterday's game was a day where Purdue Northwest won a pitcher's duel in game 1, went down 7-0 in game 2, rallied to put the tying run on base, but wound up losing by 2 against the Panthers. Good spot by Bell to miss. Stuckey now facing a 2-2 count. Pride still looking for its first base runner here in the second leg of our doubleheader. The pitch. In the air, that'll plop in center field. Maya Stuckey is doing everything right. She is 3 for 3 in this doubleheader today. She gets to that 2-strike pitch and just pushes it to shallow center. So the Pride of their first base runner trailing by 4 runs. Here's Kylie Madura. Singled and scored in game 1. And lines the pitch the opposite way. Trouble for Kish. She gets there in time. A great job to cover ground in right center and close up the Pride third. No runs on a hit, the runner left at third. We head to the 4th, Ferris State by 4, here on Flo College.
The therapists at Rush Physical Therapy want to know, if you could get rid of back pain, achy knees, or ongoing muscle pain, what would you get back to doing? Their team is dedicated to helping you get back to what you love because their goals are your goals. No referral from a doctor? No problem. Begin care faster and close to home. To schedule an appointment today, go to rushpt.com. Don't let pain or an injury keep you from your favorite activities. Experience the power of physical therapy with Rush. The therapists at Rush Physical Therapy want to know, if you could get rid of back pain, achy knees, or ongoing muscle pain, what would you get back to doing? Their team is dedicated to helping you get back to what you love.
4-0 Ferris State. Bulldogs battled around in the top of the 3rd. We'll save the same part of their order up in the 4th. 9-1-2. Addison Wenger, Abby Meyer, and Jaden Joseph. Wenger took a leadoff walk in the 3rd against Haley Charlotte. Now faces off with Abby Bond for the first time. First pitch, 2-hopper to Dugan. You talk about what Purdue Northwest has had to do in the circle in 2025. 4 new pitchers, 3 new freshmen. But Bond is someone who has done a very good job throughout high school being ready to play here in 2025. Meyer takes outside. Coach Tristan Zink mentioned to me preseason that there are a lot of freshmen competing for roles this season. And Bond has stepped in and been one of the leading starters for the Pride in 2025. Coach Zink mentioned she's a very competitive person. Joked to me whether she's trying to win a ball game or if she's trying to play cards on the bus. She set out to be a winner. And she has gone out and recruited people who win on and off the diamonds. During fall, this team achieved the highest GPA of any Purdue Northwest softball team at 3.78. She told me, if you want to be a millionaire, you study millionaires. I want to surround myself with people who want to win and know how to win, and Bond is exactly like that. Won the 2A state championship in high school with Andrian. Dugan gets it in time to first. Back-to-back 6-3 groundouts to open up the fourth. Bond was phenomenal throughout that junior season. 21-4 with a 1.22 ERA. She told the Chicago Tribune, "I'm excited to play on college fields," and she has been phenomenal in GLIAC play this season, giving up just 2 earned runs across 18 1/3 coming into today. 1-0 on Jaden Joseph. Joseph singled and scored in the last half inning. She's 1 for 1 after she was beaten by Charlotte back in the first. 4-0 Ferris State here in game 2. Smash foul the opposite way. 4 runs on 3 hits, all in that third inning for the Bulldogs. A much-needed inning after being blanked in game 1 today. Bond holds the cards. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got her swinging. A 1-2-3 fourth inning from the freshman. She picks up her first K to close it up. It's 4-0 Ferris State as we head to the home fourth here on Flo College.
Get ready to embrace your courage, find your voice, and ultimately make a difference in the world. That's what it means to power onward at Purdue University Northwest. Here, you'll find a community that supports your commitment to succeed. You'll make meaningful connections with professors who care and build the hands-on skills you need to thrive. Take the next step and get ready to power onward at Purdue University Northwest. Visit pnw.edu today. Get ready to
Pride looking for their first hit as we head into the bottom of the fourth. They got it from Maya Stuckey in the last half inning. Looking for their first run is what I meant to say. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, over the last couple of seasons, Purdue Northwest MO has been getting runners on, and that's exactly what Kylie Dugan seeks to do as we begin the home fourth. Cecilia Bell got a fly out to right field to close up the third, and starts off the bottom of the fourth with a pitch away to the lefty. The Pride led the GLIAC in batting average and on-base percentage in 2024, with Dugan being the key. The batting champion in the GLIAC hitting .446 last season. Grounder to the left side. McAllister not in time to first. How about the hustle from Kylie Dugan? Didn't get the best piece of it. McAllister waited just that extra second more than she should have, and Dugan stretches the right foot onto the base. Leadoff knock to set up Grace Wilson. She flew out to left field her first time. On a day where the wind is blowing in towards the first base line, she hit one the opposite way of the wind out to left field. I think on another day might have sailed out. Was retrieved by Geekus a few steps in front of the warning track. Wilson enters today on a 7-game hitting streak. Went 2 for 3 in game 1. Came around to score the opening run in that 2-0 win earlier. 2-0 to center. This is trouble, double play. Again, the wind's playing an effect. Dugan thought it was going to carry to center, but McAllister made the catch right in front of second base. She was on the run to second. Be one of the easier 6-3 double plays for Ferris State this season. that, the base is empty for Emma Fair. Cecilia Bell has been very good at finding this near corner. Using it very well against righties and lefties. Line to left by Fair. Out of play. Quickly 0-2. Sophomore out of Center Grove High School. Was 5th on the Pride in RBI in her first season in the NCAA. 2 for 7 against the Bulldogs earlier this season. 1-2. Full numbers entering this weekend, 755 OPS and a 316 batting average. Picked up an RBI in game 1. Staying alive here with 2 strikes. He's had a couple notable days here this season. Really was great at the start of March, including in the Florida spring games. She went 10 for 21 with 4 multi-hit games. Line towards center field. Again, the win, keeping it on the dirt. Joseph puts it away, and the Pride send the minimum up in the 4th. We head to the last 3 of this doubleheader with the Bulldogs leading 4-0 here on Flow College. GLIAC action keeps rolling at Dowling Park. This week, the Purdue Northwest Pride are back at home as they welcome in the Grand Valley State Lakers on Tuesday. Makeup games for last week's rainout. All the action here on Flow College. Alexis Kozlowski leads off the 5th with a line drive to left center. Kelly Madura puts it away. Abby Bond's now retired the last 5 that she's faced. It's been a really good defensively played doubleheader today. The pitching has been very good between the Pride and the Bulldogs, which is not what we expected coming into today. Purdue Northwest entered today with the worst ERA of any GLIAC team. They've also surrendered the most walks of any team in the conference. The walks came back to bite them in the 3rd inning, but it's the only 2 walks that they have given up. 1-1 to Geekus. Someone who's an important community piece over in Big Rapids for Ferris State. She helped organize the first ever women's basketball, softball, golf outing in 2023, and it carried on over to 2024. She joked that head coach Jake Schumann would be a great pick for celebrity punts. Masters weekend here in April. We got a thriller going on in Augusta now. 2-2 roll to the left side. Dugan collects on 2 hops. 2 down. Geekus said in an interview for the Ferris State YouTube page that it allows us to get close with women's basketball. We want to support them, and it really is a feeling of togetherness at Ferris State. All the athletics programs are very close together. Abby Bond's now retired 7 in a row as she closes up the Ferris 5th. It's solid pitching from the freshman, a flyout and 2 groundouts. to routinely retire the Bulldogs. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Pride looking to get on the board when we come back.
Good job, Pride on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here comes the shot.
Go!
5, 6, and 7 for PNW in the 5th. Olivia Hernandez, Darcy Barkowskis, and Hannah Rafferty trying to bang down the door and get the Pride on the board as they're down to their last 9 outs. Cal Friedman here for Flo College. Well, if you're going to look anywhere to get it started, it might as well be Oli Hernandez. Leads the team with 27 runs driven in this season and has gone Yabo 4 times. First pitch, rolled foul up the line. She's had a good weekend, 3 for 8 coming into this game. Struck yesterday with an RBI double against Davenport in Game 2. Enters today on a 7-game on-base streak. Brief moment where the winds die down. Hernandez nubs one to the middle of the infield. Joseph to first. Oli's been quiet here today. Fifth-year head coach Tristan Zink trying to mastermind a comeback here in Game 2 to sweep this doubleheader. She's led the Pride to consecutive 33-win seasons. Reached the 100-win moniker with Purdue Northwest a season ago. Hot shot at third, which is foul. Home plate umpire John Smith Jr. immediately waving that one off. Zink really has an incredible journey. She worked her way from being a D3 grad assistant to a Division I assistant coach in 4 years' time. She began as a grad assistant at Aurora, her alma mater, was promoted up to the Division II ranks with Hillsdale, the Chargers. Spent 1 season on staff and then promoted to an assistant coach at Dayton. And 2 misses away to Barkowskis. Flyers head coach Kara Clark said that she has experience in all phases of the game and quickly will be able to implement a successful culture when Purdue Northwest hired her to be the head coach. Ground ball over to third, easier for Veerbeek this time. 4 straight retired for Cecilia Bell. And it's all been groundouts. A lot of soft contact for Purdue Northwest here in Game 2. Just 2 hits so far for the Pride. The Pride will make a change. Manly DeBoer will pinch hit. So Rafferty Flatter finishes 0 for 1. She would be able to return to the game. But down to its last 5 outs, Purdue Northwest going to roll the dice. DeBoer having a great season, hitting .364. Making her first appearance since March 28th against Ferris State. She was 0 for 3 in that split with the Bulldogs. She started this season strong, led the Pride with an 8-game hitting streak from February 20th to March 1st. 1-0 Ben's low. And she opened GLIAC play on a 5-game on-base streak, including setting a new career high in hits on March 15th. Ground ball to the left side. Snow cone by Verbeek, and the inning is over. 3 groundouts in the home 5th. Cecilia Bell just keeps on churning for the Bulldogs. It's the exact start that Ferris State needed from their right-hander. We head to the 6th. The Bulldogs still lead it 4-0 on Flo College. Ferris State with all 4 of its runs in the top of the 3rd inning. Third-year head coach Jake Suman with a smile on his face as he heads to the third base box, with his team enjoying a 4-run lead. Cal Friedman here for Flo College. Brennan Shalowski, my producer, here today, giving us all the looks. Emma Gillard leads off the 6th for Ferris State. Line drive caught by the shortstop Dugan. That is 8 straight retired for Abby Bond in the circle. These are 2 head coaches that have gone through very different types of journeys. Jake Schumann has had a long way to getting here to Ferris State. 3rd-year head coach for the Bulldogs. Line drive through the glove affair into left field. A hard-hit grounder by Brooklyn Verbeek. She's 2 for 3. Schumann trying to manufacture his first winning season with Ferris State. With a win today, the Bulldogs would move to 21-13. This roster has really gone through a lot of great growth in his first 3 seasons. Infield hit for the Bulldogs there for Riley Kish. No signal was given by the field umpire at first. And Tristan Zink's going to come out to argue this one. Stuckey had fielded it and had time to go over to first. Waited on the throw for a little bit. Even Kish made her way back to the bag as though she hadn't beat it out. Michael Mazur and John Smith Jr. are our umpire duo today. And it doesn't look like Zink's going to win this argument. So 3 pitches and 3 batters have come up here in this 6th, with Ferris State trying to put this game out of reach. The DP, Addison Wenger. 0 for 1 today with a walk. Bond misses away. Three for 12 in GLIAC play entering today. Wenger rolls it to the middle. Dugan to second for 1. Out of the reach of Stuckey. Into center field. Ferris State plates a 5th. Runner on her way to second. She'll be caught in a rundown. This can allow Kish to score from home. It's a nightmare for Purdue Northwest defensively. They finally get the out, but not before the Bulldogs have stretched the lead to 6. And now immediately Jake Schumann will have his chance to argue. And now the umpires will come and talk this over. They confirm she's out. Stuckey did eventually get the tag down, but a wild play to score 2 Bulldog runs. It's been scored a fielder's choice. No error has been put up on the Rush Jumbotron. But 2 runs have come in on the fielder's choice by Wenger. Dugan went to second. Stuckey just couldn't clamp it in her glove. And 2 pivotal insurance runs might have just put the Bulldogs out of sight. Top of the order, it's Abby Meyer. Takes a strike on the hour and a half for 1-1. She'll head back to Michigan with some confidence. 3 for 6 in this doubleheader today. Some small ball from the Bulldogs throughout game 2. 2 RBI fielder's choices today, a bases loaded walk, and a 2-run single has been the recipe for success for Jake Schumann's team. Two balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. He's got a Russell Martin approach. Leadoff catcher. Don't see it too often. She was the DP in game 1, came in to replace Killian behind the dish. Bond's payoff. Baltimore chopped to the right side. Underhand toss by Stuckey out of the glove. Bulldogs get 2 runs on 2 hits and control a 6-run cushion, thanks to a fielder's choice to score Brooklyn Verbeek and Riley Kish. Ferris State in command. Up 6 with the Pride down to its last 6 outs.
For the views along the south shore of Lake Michigan, discover the magic of autumn with a camping trip under the stars. Wander through fields of vibrant sunflowers, ideal for that picture-perfect shot. Spend the afternoon birdwatching, hiking the scenic trails, and catching the beautiful pink and orange hues of the sunset at the Indiana Dunes. Then, toast to the day at one of our local breweries and wineries. These cozy fall experiences make for unforgettable memories. Visit alongthesouthshore.com to plan your getaway. For the views along the south shore of Lake Michigan, discover the magic of autumn with a camping trip under the stars. Wander through fields of vibrant sunflowers, ideal for
2 runs on 2 hits for Ferris State in the top of the 6th. They controlled their largest lead of the day as the Pride are down to their last 6 outs. Cal Freeman for Flo College. Cecilia Bell returns to the circle for the Bulldogs. She has mowed through the Pride today and has retired the last 5 that she's faced, giving up just 2 hits, a 2-out single in the 3rd, and a leadoff knock in the 4th. Juliana Giordano leads it off for the Pride and tips the first one into Meyer's glove. Another successful day in GLIAC play for Bell. The Davenport transfer led the Panthers with 58 strikeouts a season ago. One of her best games came against Purdue Northwest. Came to Dowling Park last year. Through a complete game, 6 innings, gave up no earned runs, 2 unearned runs, and a 2-0 loss to the Pride. Giordano to shallow center. Gillard makes the catch cap high. She's had an up-and-down start to life with Ferris State. She's been rocked for 6 or more runs 3 times, but has bounced back well every single time, and is doing it again today. First pitch to Stuckey. Missed away. You look back at last weekend, she threw 6 innings of 2-run ball in a win over Parkside, which came after she gave up 7 earned runs against Saginaw Valley State. And that's something that'll really turn you into a veteran starter. Only in her sophomore year, already with her second school. But it's that old Rocky quote. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and just keep going. And days like this is showing exactly why she can keep going and some in GLIAC play. 7 straight retired after the leadoff knock in the 4th. It's a difficult day to play in. The wind is blowing in, but the Pride just have not gotten good metal, to the bats today. The team that has struggled for extra base hit prowess this season. And they've gotten good pitching overall despite the scoreline. Only 6 hits given up. But it's a game, too, where Ferris State has deservedly jumped out to this lead and held it throughout. Madura 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out to right. Freshman grounds it foul. She committed to Purdue Northwest last January. Celebrated with various members of Munster High School athletics and her whole family. Very popular figure at Munster High. Two-sport athlete. She was an outside hitter during fall season and a starting fielder during spring season. 1-2. Fought off. She got going in March, went on a 9-game hitting streak from the Florida Spring Games to the GLIAC opening doubleheader, and won GLIAC Player of the Week in Week 5. Another 1-2 from Bell. She led Purdue Northwest with 6 multi-hit games last month, and open conference play going 7 for 17 over her first 4 games. Another 1-2 from Bell. Another foul ball from Madura. Some encouraging cries from the third base dugout. Pride just looking for something, anything, down to their last 4 outs here at Dowling Park. Bell delivers. And missed high. A nod from Abby Meyer behind home plate. Liked the spot. Madura just wouldn't climb up the ladder for it. Trying to keep a 5-game hitting streak going here. That's drilled. Tailing foul. Came into this weekend hitting .275 with a home run and 6 RBI. Lengthy at bat here from the freshman. And works at full. No runs on 2 hits today for Purdue Northwest, and the error has been added on after that fielder's choice scored 2 in the 6th. 3-2 lobbed up down the left field line, tricky and out of play. McAllister called off Geekis, and it landed about 2 feet in front of her. That error in the last half inning was the first error committed by Purdue Northwest throughout this doubleheader. 3-2 misses inside. A well-earned walk, if there was one, from Kylie Madura. First free pass given up by Bell all afternoon. That is a tough take. Bang, bang call on the black. John Smith Jr. decided it just missed. So from one Kylie to another, here's Dugan. Ground ball middle of the infield. And she legs out an infield single. And the Bulldogs dugout not pleased. And Jake Schumann will have his choice of words here. Second base hit for Kylie Dugan. And Schumann talking it over with Michael Mazur. A rather brief conversation. And now Grace Wilson. Dugan shouting encouragement on from first base. Best opportunity for Purdue Northwest here in Game 2. Trailing 6-0. Wilson to left. That plops in. Bases loaded for the Pride. In a flash, 3 straight players have reached. How good has she been this month? She is seeing it so well at the plate. And now Emma Fair. Had the best game of any Pride player in Game 1. 2 for 3 with an RBI double. Ball 1. Had both RBI plays in the Game 1 win yesterday over Davenport. Go ahead RBI single. And in Game 1 today, single to right. It looked like it was going to load the bases before an error by Emma McDonald let Madura score from third. And then the RBI double to score Wilson in the 5th. 2-0 grounded through into left field. Madura scores. Dugan behind her. Purdue Northwest coming back. 2-run knock for Emma Fair. Works herself into a hitter's count and takes full advantage. And just like that, the tying run is on deck. Here's Oli Hernandez. Plenty of clutch moments this season for the DP. Had that walk-off grand slam against Parkside last month. One of the many players to get an RBI in that loss yesterday to Davenport. And quickly down 0-2. Some 2-out magic from the hosts. The walk by Madura, 3 straight singles from Dugan, Wilson, and Fair. Bell trying to close up the inning. Ground ball to the shortstop. Fielder's choice closes up the 6th. But Purdue Northwest gets back into it off the 2-run dribbler by Emma Fair. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 left in the 6th. We head to our 7th and final regulation inning. Ferris State still in front by 4.
This one is for every golfer who finally fixed their slice by replacing it with a hook. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. This one is for every golfer who finally fixed their slice by replacing it with a hook. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. This one is for every golfer who finally fixed their slice by replacing it with a hook. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar. This one is for every golfer who finally fixed their slice by replacing it with a hook.
Ready to go in the 7th. Both teams notch on 2 runs in the 6th. A 2-run single by Emma Fair gives the Pride an interest. Abby Bond back to the circle for PNW. The freshman has thrown 4 innings of 2-run ball. Walked 2 and struck out 1. She starts it off with Jaden Joseph. Full line for Bond, 4+ innings, 4 runs, 2 of which earned. On 4 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout so far. The strikeout came against Joseph, back in the 4th. Part of a run where she retired 8 straight. Gave up 2 unearned runs in the 6th after the E4. Drilled to second. Stuckey clamps it. Ferris State broke it open in the third inning. Took the lead off a bases-loaded walk by Alexis Kozlowski. Scored one more on a fielder's choice from Bailey McAllister. And took a 4-0 lead after a 2-run single by Brooklyn Verbeek. They stretched the lead to 6 with that E4 in the 6th. Pride have just gotten back into it with a 2-run single by Emma Fair. Kozlowski at the dish, 0 for 2 with that bases-loaded walk. 6 runs on 5 hits today for Ferris. They left 4 on base. PNW with 2 runs on 5 hits, the only error today, and have left 3 on. Kozlowski rips the 2-0, but it's out of play. Down the third base line. Pride have done a good job to keep the lefty in check today. 1 for 5 in this doubleheader. Had a single in our last at-bat in game 1. Opposite way, straight at short. 2 down in the 7th. Good reactions by Kylie Dugan. That was a well-hit ground ball. Brennan Shedlowski giving you the look on replay there. Has done a phenomenal job today. Geek is down 0-1. She's reached strikes today on a walk and a fielder's choice. Grounded out to short her last time up. Moved into the cleanup spot after hitting in the 6th hole in game 1, where she went 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles. It's been the highlight of her weekend. A weekend that Ferris State's trying to split. Went at 1-1 in Michigan yesterday against Grand Valley State. Trying to go 2-2 this weekend and get their 10th conference win of the season, with the Pride down to its last 3 outs. Missed upstairs, and the inning extends. Third walk given up by Bond. So another crack for Bailey McAllister. Picked up her 17th RBI of the season today. Cooled off after a hot weekend against Parkside and Roosevelt. She led the Bulldogs with 3 RBI and a win over the Lakers on April 5th. Drove in 5 RBI a weekend ago against the Lakers and the Rangers. Oh, and 2. Bond trying to stop the bleeding. Back pick, not in time by Wilson. Ferris State set for 4 straight at home after this. 2 against Davenport on Wednesday, 2 against Wayne State on Friday. Before they close the regular season with 6 consecutive away from Big Rapids, including a trip to Saginaw Valley State, who leads the conference. 2-2. Up ball outside. Kikas on her way to second. She slides in feet first. Second stolen base for the Bulldogs here in game 2. Payoff to McAllister. Ground ball in and out of the glove of Dugan. It'll be corners for Ferris State. That was hit sharply. I'd imagine an infield hit for Bailey. And that'll bring Grace Wilson out to talk things over with her freshman. Likely just to talk about how that Purdue Northwest infield is going to have to set up against Gillard. And they have scored that last play as an E6. You almost feel Gillard is due. If you're watching this game from a Ferris State perspective, 0 for 3 in game 1, hitless here in game 2, robbed on a line out her last time up. Has one hit all weekend, and it was at a big time. Had a bases clearing double yesterday as part of that 7-4 win over Grand Valley State. Can she come through clutch here? Strike one on the outer half. And they'll let McAllister get to second. She was running as the pitch was, so it'll be a stolen base rather than defensive indifference. Wilson tried to frame that pitch, not to the liking of home plate umpire John Smith Jr. It's 2 in scoring possession for Gillard. Gillard's second on the team in RBI this season with 26. Pivotal opportunity for Ferris State to try and get 2 more. Barkowskis, DeBoer, and Giordano are due up for the Pride. Bonds 2-1. Missed upstairs. Verbeek is on deck. She's 2 for 3 with a 2-run single. First base is open. We'll see if Bond goes after Gillard. Line drive to center. Matura makes the catch. Ferris State threatens but can't cross any more insurance in their 7th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Pride as we head into the bottom of the 7th. Pride need 4 to tie it, 5 to win it here on Flo College.
Job, right up 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Buried it. Here comes the shot.
Go!
No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 left for the Bulldogs in the top half of the inning. Last roll of the dice for Purdue Northwest to try and sweep this doubleheader. Darcy Barkowskis will lead it off, looking for her first hit of the day. And it'll be Madison Ecker in the on-deck circle. So Purdue Northwest rolling out all the stops to try and score 4 runs. Scratched 2 across in last inning with a 2-run single by Emma Fair. Cal Friedman here for Flo College. 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Ferris State. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Pride. Bulldogs looking to wrap up an even weekend. Head back to Michigan, 21-13. Purdue Northwest looking for the sweep. Cecilia Bell opens up the inning with a fastball away. 2 groundouts to third from Barkowskis today. The transfer from Western Michigan. Flared on the infield for Joseph. 2 pitches and 1 out as we open up the home 7th. So here's the freshman. Madison Ecker only just got back from injury last week. Missed time from March 6th to March 31st. She was 1 for 1 against Davenport yesterday. Takes a strike. Hit .273 as a senior at O'Fallon Township High School, according to Max Preps, across 27 games, which was a career most. Strike 2. She doesn't walk too many times. Very active bat. Hit .345 as a sophomore over in Illinois. 0-2. Watches one bend out. She was the opening day center fielder for the Pride. Hitting .308 this season and has scored 8 times across 7 starts. Comes up empty on 1-2. And just like that, the Pride are down to their last out. Second strikeout for Cecilia Bell. Kendall Edelman will get the potential last dance for the Pride. Giordano finishes 0 for 2 with a ground out and a flyout. Christian Zink opts to go with the lefty, the freshman out of Manuka Community High School in Illinois. It has been a phenomenal outing for Cecilia Bell, doing exactly what she did for Davenport last season, dominating at Dowling Park. Her line right now, 6 2/3. 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Two and 1. Ferris State took the lead in the 3rd and have not looked back. In what's been a well-pitched doubleheader throughout from both teams. Bulldogs trying to get the last laugh here in Indiana. 3 and 1 on Kendall Edelman. Grounded straight to first, scooped low by Kozlowski. There's your ball game. Ferris State wins it 6-2 and earns a GLIAC split here at Dowling Park. The Bulldogs advance to 21-13 on the season. Purdue Northwest drops to 10-27-1. The win goes to Cecilia Bell. She was dominant in the circle. A complete game, 6 scoreless innings, just 5 hits given up. Purdue Northwest back in action on Tuesday when they welcome in Grand Valley State. You can find all the action here on Flo College. Ferris State drops game 1 as the Pride get that win 2-0, but they bounce back and win game 2 by a final score of 6-2. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether it was for game 1, game 2, or both of our games. We appreciate your viewership. Brennan Shidlowski, my producer today. My name is Cal Friedman. Thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday as Purdue Northwest welcomes in Grand Valley State. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the Masters, and we'll talk to you then.